Alright, welcome back. So in this video, we are going to learn about RBAC in Jenkins, which means a role-based access control. Okay. Now, what actually is role-based access control in Jenkins? So just like the name, it tells role-based access control is a security model that defines user permission based on their roles rather than the individual. So see, till now, whatever we were doing, it was completely on the admin user, right? We were creating the job, we were building the job, we were configuring the job, we were literally modifying each and everything, whatever we want. But whenever you go at organization level, there are few sort of restrictions that you are been given into, and how those things are been managed. Actually, that is been managed by RBAC, that is role-based access control. Okay. Now here there will be multiple teams who will be using Jenkins, right? There will be developer team, there will be DevOps team, there will be QA team. Now based on their role, there will be a change in the requirement, right? And that is how they will be using Jenkins, right? Because QAs will be using the Jenkins for running their automation. Developers will be using it for some different purpose. DevOps will be using it for creating artifacts, right? So here the thing is they are using the same product, but the thing is the use case has been differing over here, right? So that is the main reason why these things fall into the picture, because see, it makes no sense if a person who is into DevOps, he is running the automation, right? But that's the reason we create multiple groups. We have dev team, we have ops team, we have DevOps team, we have developer team, we have QA team, right? But the use case is differing, right? So that is the reason we create multiple groups, and we have multiple users who are working in the individual groups, right? So that thing has been resolved by role-based access control, right? Here what we are going to do, basically you are giving, you are creating a group, you are assigning a user to a group. Now what sort of permissions are required, right? Now see, if someone who is into operation, he or she, like, it makes no sense that he is actually doing the job which is done by the QA team, right? So few sort of restriction can be imposed, right? Now if you want someone who is just requiring a read access for the artifacts, for reading the console, so no, you need to provide him the right access, right? So those things can be provided. You can create a separate group for the users whom you just want to allow to see the console output but don't want to build and do anything. That thing can be managed with the help of a role-based access control, right? So why we should consider RBAC in Jenkins in the very first place? Because the first thing is we are maintaining the security and we are preventing unauthorized access. Okay. Second would be we can control who can view, build or configure the jobs. Third would be it will simplify the management by grouping the users with the similar responsibility. Okay. Now see, if you are creating one group, you can just assign the permission. You don't need to worry if person X joins, if Aditya joins, if Shubham joins, if Shivam joins. You just have to add it into the group and he will get the permission. That is how things work, right? Now, what are the best practices? Apply least privilege principle, meaning only the required permission to be given. Secondly, regularly review rules and access, because sometimes it might happen that the permissions are being changed, right? So that's the reason it's a regular habit that you should follow while you are reviewing the rules and access, right? So it also follows and adhere the compliances. Third is use LDAP or Active Directory for user management. Okay, Active Directory just for user authentication. And fourth is backup Jenkins configuration. Now, how do we do the backup of Jenkins configuration? That thing can also be tell, but we'll cover in the later video of this section. But these are the best practices that we should follow while we are considering role-based access control in Jenkins, right? I hope you got the gist what actually role-based access control is. Okay, in the next video, we are going to see how actually we can do the same, right? Because here it's not just about one user who is using the pipeline, who is building the pipeline, who is configuring the pipeline. It is actually a group of people who are working together for forming something for a particular thing, right? So yeah, that was all, and I will see you in the next one.